Is there something with an invite?
I sent it to her already. I'm waiting for her to accept it.
You're doing it over the phone.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to do it on the yeah.
Unless you have that StreamYard.
We'll figure it out. It's our first one.
Just say 4:30. It's like you're like 2 minutes away from 4. Probably live stream for me too.
It's John. Share demo with you. Publish useful videos on how-to topics regularly. So if you find our videos helpful, have a subscribe now. Make sure to subscribe button. You also press the bell icon. So with no further ado, let's introduce today's topic. Online stream. Live video. On YouTube. We'll show you the easiest way to get started on YouTube podcast. Now, brief before we wrap up. As a host of 2 professional podcasts and a consultant for many others, I often think about what are these wide different. And you're only going to need 2 essentials here. First, a microphone. Audio quality for podcasting. This is free. That is really easy to get right. These solo podcasts. One person talking to the microphone and the camera, and we love recording right in the script. But directly use their text to listen to or watch. Plus, the way I like to do it, I'm way down on editing time. My first recommendation before you record a single second.
What's up, Paul? How are you? Ontario in the house. Henry D. Okay, we're waiting for Aurea. Guys, we are waiting for Aurea. Samba Kennels. Stephen Cox, how you doing? Oh, I can see it on my phone. Hey, apologies, guys. This is my first time live. I'm trying to figure it out between my phone and my computer. And I'm not very technical. I am failing myself right now. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate you guys. Okay, Aurea, where are you, Aurea? Are waiting for you. 401. Okay, hello, sir. How are you? Live chat. Let's see. Start a poll, I think. How do you start a poll? Create a poll. And you're gonna let me start a poll for you guys. Guys, do me a favor and vote, yeah? Yes, pitmonster are on the rise. Steve Cox, KD9MER, KDK9MER. Hello? I'm trying to find Aurea. Babe, can you text Aurea? Oh. I sent her the link. So anyhow, guys, I'm going to start kind of talking. We'll wait for casually talking as we wait for Aurea. Aurea is my friend, my breeder, my mentor, partner, a lot of things. You know, she's a good person in our community. She is one of these people who really started the main wave of importation of Brazilian dogs here in the U.S. Being very selective of the dogs she brings here. And somebody that I grew to become a fan of, which is kind of influenced my love for the Brazilian bulls, is what they call now. Yeah, I'm so used to pitmonster. However, I get the negative connotation to the name. So, how's my volume, by the way, guys? Can you guys hear me? Volume is okay. Oh my God, Devin's in the house. What's up, Devin? How are you, my friend? Let's figure out this live thing.
Can hear it.
What's that?
You can hear it.
Okay. In terms of sound quality. Okay, so sound quality. Hope you know what? Yeah, I should have connected my phone to a speaker. This is not doing anything for me right now. Okay, Henry B says good. Thanks, Henry, man. Appreciate you. Just want to make sure that everyone can hear me okay. Oh, it's my partner, my co-own, Devin from Indiana. Got to visit you in July. Let's get those 1-year updates. 405, we are missing. Did Ray respond to you or no?
Nope.
All right. Well, anyhow, let's kind of just talk about it as we are waiting. So, I'll give you guys my opinion. I like the Brazilian bullies, which is what they're called now. From my understanding, they will be their own entity now. Anything coming in from Brazil now will be, they will be registered under the ABKC as Brazilian bullies. Now, that does not include the dogs that already were imported here originally and were named American bullies initially, like Miguel Fortuna, Klaus, Tractor, Shake's another one, and Brazilla from Bossy Kennels. Let's see who else was here earlier. I think one of the dogs from Gangster, I think is his name, and another dog from Gatorhead Bullies. So I can share my story with you. So when I wanted to incorporate the Brazilian blood into my yard, my first question was, can I register them as American bullies? Because it does me no favors to bring a dog here that I import from Brazil and I can't register the dog with ABKC. So in essence, I would be taking a mutt and I would do basically a single registration of a dog. That does me no favors, guys. So, you know, understanding what I can bring or cannot bring was very important to me when I made my selection. So once I knew that I can register them as American bullies, that worked for me. Then I know I could use the dogs in my breeding program without having registration issues for the litter. Because if you can't register the dog, guys, or you know, the only way around it, you'd hang the papers. You'd say you have a registered dog and that's the sire when really it's not, right? Which we know that happens in our community. So paper hanging is a thing, you know, let's not act like it never happened. So that is my truth on that. So that was a big thing because number one, to purchase a breed or show quality dog from Brazil is costly, number one, especially if you're getting an adult. Number two is the transport fees are expensive. I think I paid close to just right around $4,000 for the transport fees from Brazil to the U.S., and that's without the fee of the dog. And then my dog was here with Aurea in their quarantine, which I had to wait another 30 or 45 days or something like that before bringing the dog to me. And of course, we did health testing and all these things prior to bringing the dog here, because what sense would it make for me to, you know, incur the expense of bringing a dog here? That's not healthy, right? That doesn't make zero sense at all, right? So if you guys are planning to get a dog from another country, you better have some standards that you need met by the seller before you bring a dog here. A lot of that is health, temperament. Um, that's big for me. I didn't want to bring an aggressive dog here. Um, it could be dangerous, right? You're dealing with an adult dog that you don't know. It could be just a kennel dog, older kids and things like that. So temperament and health testing were big ones for me. And my purpose of bringing a dog here was for breeding purposes, right? For my own intentional breeding purposes. I know there's a lot of dialogue when it comes to people saying they're trying to better the breed and things like that. Listen, I do this because I like to do it. I do this because this is my vision and my passion. Will it better breed? Absolutely, in my opinion. But I'm not here solely for that. I'm here for a lot of my own selfish reasons because I enjoy doing it, and that's my honest truth. Um, you know, some people would agree with that, and some people would not. Regardless, I would tell you guys this: if you want to get into this game or this breeding industry, don't don't run your camp by diplomacy and votes. Do what you want to do because ultimately it'll be your money, it'll be your time and your labor that you're going to commit to doing this. And you can't you can't be in this industry trying to people please. You'll find yourself disappointed, confused, and kind of losing the direction of where you're trying to go to begin with. Um, Man, do it for you, man, is what I would say. Too many times people want, you know, it's natural for us to want to be accepted, right, as people, as a group, and you want to win the approval of your peers. There's some level of that that is true with everybody. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't care what people say," yada yada yada. But you know what? To an extent, it does. It does. It can bother you. It can hurt your feelings, or it can make you feel better when you get a compliment. Um, but that can't be the underlying reason why you get into this industry or start your kennel. Right? I love this. My wife loves this. My kid loves this. We love this. Whether people like it or not, whether we went to show or not, it doesn't matter. Really doesn't, guys. And there's a lot of breeders out there that I get along with, that I like. I'm a big fan of their program. Big fan of their dogs. There's a lot of breeders out there. I'm a fan of theirs, and I don't know them at all. I'm just like a stalker liking their page. And that's just me being honest, guys. There are breeders out there that I don't care for the way they conduct business. I like their dogs, but I don't care for the person holding the leash and how they conduct business. I think it's unethical. I'm not going to out a person like that. That's up to them and their client base and or the people that do business with them. If you're okay doing business with shady people, well, I'm not here to stop you, buddy. Enjoy, enjoy if it doesn't go your way. So, you know, that's the truth of the industry, guys. A lot of you guys reach out to me to the side on the side, and I appreciate that. You know, I really do. And some of you guys thank me. Some of you guys ask me for advice, and I'm more than happy to help. You know, as a community, we should be more than happy to encourage each other. Um, I like competition, guys. Oh, hold on. We got a question. Do Brazilian bulls mature fast or slow? Um, they are, in my opinion, slow maturing. To me, inside of the first 12 months, the American blood matures a lot better, looks bullier. Um, you really see the Brazilian bulls pop around closer to 18 months, guys, of the ones that I have, adults. And puppies, to me, is like right around 18 months, you start seeing a shift. They fill out more. Earlier, they are, Brazilian bulls look more like working class dogs, right? They're leaner, um, probably more healthier. I don't know. That's a theory, but I'm just talking if I can't prove it, right? So I can't make that claim. But to answer your question, DV, yes, they do. In my opinion, they do mature slower. Um, the dogs I have here. Okay, here we go. Uh oh.
Hello, guys. There
It's
you are.
no,
I'm sorry I'm late.
no worries. For you guys who are here, you guys know who this is. This lady needs no introduction. Aurea, Samba Kennels. How are you, my
How
friend?
are you? I'm doing great. How are you, Earl? How is the Sumo family?
Oh, good.
Gigi,
Here.
the kids and the dogs?
Yep. Just answering a few questions. Wanted to chop it up with you. I know it's been crazy. So,
Yeah, it's been crazy. I've been super, super busy. Sorry that I'm a little late. I
no.
didn't know you were going live. You caught
Yeah,
me
I
off guard.
wanted to try something else because I always do like the static episodes. So I was like, let me try live. That way, if somebody has so a lot of times when we do an episode, right, people will text me or send me a message on the site, ask me a question about an episode. So I figured if I do live, maybe we catch some people that have questions, and we could be of better
I
assistance.
think I think this is a great, great option to do, and I'm happy that you're doing it because we've always talked about going live, and we never did it. So very nice. I'm here, and good afternoon, everybody here.
We got All Pro in the house. What's up, All Pro?
Hey, all pro. Nice, nice, nice. Let's talk about the Brazilian bulls today, huh?
Absolutely. So, you know what? I'm going to ask you some questions that people ask me, even though I may know the answer. I want to
Right.
get it directly from you. From
Mm-hmm.
that way, there's no he said, she said, they said. Um, I was reiterating the fact that anything coming in now will be registered as a Brazilian bully.
The Brazilian bull. Yeah, that
Okay.
is correct.
And anything that's already here is grandfathered in as an American bully, correct?
Correct. So, just to make this clear and to clarify, because I am getting a lot of messages and a lot of people are still confused.
Me too.
So, all dogs that have been imported prior to this date, when they've informally or unofficially announced, um, all dogs that were already imported into the US, that's my dogs, your dogs, dogs that have been already ABKC registered in the US, they are American Bully XL class. Okay.
Got it.
Um, so just to exemplify, we have Shake, we have Tractor, we have Klaus, Bucanas, um, all my Hannah, all my Brazilian dogs, they're all American Bully. Yes, they are Brazilian Bulls. They came into the US as well as Fortuna from Sumo. They came into the US with the pitmonster papers. So if they were coming in today, the only difference is that they would have been registered as Brazilian bulls. But because they were analyzed at that time, and they also do fit the standard of the XL because there was no Brazilian bull in the ABKC at that time, they do fit the standard of the XLs by the eyes of whoever analyzed the papers and the pictures, because there is a process. And mind you, not all dogs, not all Brazilian bulls were accepted as American bullies, because we did have dogs that were denied. I had one dog denied a couple of years ago. I had some breeders that had their dogs denied, friends that are breeders that I've heard of. So the ones that came in and they were accepted is because they also fit the XL bully um, criteria.
The standard.
Now that we have a standard, and now that we have acceptance, and we have a breed of its own recognized by the ABKC, that's when all the new dogs imported from Brazil or for any other country that comes in as pit monsters or as Brazilian bulls, they will be registered as so. So it's a great opportunity. I think it's a great opportunity. I mean, it makes us more exclusive. Everybody, the few breeders, and there's only a few breeders that have American Bully that have the Brazilian Bulls genetic. In my case, in your case, and a few other breeders in the US, it makes us very, very exclusive, because you can still have this genetic adding to your program, and these are the only few dogs in history they're going to be American Bully, at least for now.
Right, because basically, from my understanding of the registry, is that once you bring in a Brazilian bully, you can no longer breed that to an American bully and register it.
Exactly, unless it has an American Bully, or unless it is American Bully in Brazil.
Correct. But I'm saying
Okay,
you
so
register
because
that.
we do have American Bully in Brazil too.
Right.
So if the dog over there, let's say a dog that is registered American Bully, for example, NuVet kennel, KFK kennel, they have dogs that they are more leaning towards the XL because they have no insertions of bulldogs. In Brazil, they're going through a process where some of these dogs are going to be transferred to American Bully. So there are American Bully XL breeders in Brazil still. It's not that all the XLs in Brazil are Brazilian bulls,
Yeah.
So as if they transfer to Brazilian bulls and they come over here, they're going to be Brazilian bulls. And this is great. I mean, this is what we were looking for. We're searching for this new breed to merge. It's been what I've been searching for many years. I just didn't know it was gonna be we were gonna have such a great um, response and demand. I have people from all over the world now wanting Brazilian bulls. Some people come to my for us because they still want to have that genetic without having to change the papers.
Yeah.
They still want to take advantage of it, and we are in good place and good advantage position in this time. But I also have people that want to breed. They want to start with the new breed.
Got it. Now, here's a question for you. I'll play devil's advocate. Let's say I have a Brazilian bull, a female,
Mm-hmm.
registered here in the US, and I want to use an American bully stud. Can I register that litter here as an American bully?
No,
Okay.
you cannot. And I actually talked to Dave Wilson about this, because in Brazil, you could. Of course, he wouldn't be registered as American Bully, because the American Bully does not accept crossbreeding. But the Brazilian bulls in Brazil, they do. Meaning, if you have an American Bully stud and you want to breed to a Brazilian bull here in America, they will not accept it. In Brazil, they will.
You know,
But it's going to be registered as Brazilian bulls, just so you know,
right.
not as American Bully.
So for me, maybe not now, maybe 5 years from now, that makes a difference, because right now, if I have a Brazilian bull and I go to show, the chances are I'm not going to have any competition. Um,
Say
you know,
that again.
So if I went right now to a show and I had a Brazilian bull, the chances are I'm not going to have any competition.
Not within the breed, but there's a positive side to it. You're gonna go straight to the best in show.
But that doesn't allow me a champion status now, does it? Though.
Um, I I don't know what the rule is gonna be for championship for a champion because I know what the rule is for American Bully.
Right.
Um, I'm not sure about a breed that has no competition. But if you win best in show, I mean, you're winning over all the other dogs in all the other breeds, and that's something huge, for a breeder. Um, I don't know how they will take. I don't think it's going to change the rules for being a champion. I think you still need the majors and still need the points.
Yeah.
But I mean, I always like to look at the brighter side. Um, this is going to bring a lot of people to shows, a lot of people to breed because it's going to be exclusive. And when Brazilian bulls, even if they are not champions, but they start winning best in shows, I mean, best in show is what we want to win at the end of the day. You know, the best in show is the biggest prize of a show. So that's a way of having better. I mean, if I have Tractor, for example, and if he was a Brazilian bull instead of an American bully registered, and I go into the ring, of course, maybe I'm going to have one or two dogs to compete against, or maybe I'm going to have none, and then I'm going to go straight to the best in show competition. And if I win that, that means that I won over everybody that didn't show up to go against me in my breed. Okay. Because when you win alone, or when you win with few dogs, your winning your winning is valid because you're winning over everybody that didn't show up too. If they're not there, they're not competitors. But at the end of the day, winning a best in show, and we're gonna have more chances of being at the end of the show with the best in show competition. And I think that's gonna bring popularity up even more, of this breed.
Um. Absolutely. And I'm a no. Well, first of all, I'll say I'm a big fan of the breed. I'm a big fan of the XLs, and through my search of the XLs, I ran into you and the pit monsters at the time. Um, so I'm just curious. My concern really is a lot of it has to do with show because I really care for the show. I care about competition. You know me; I'm a very competitive person, and so for me, shows matter. And we're not here to hide our dogs. We're here to show the beauty of our dogs. And win, lose, or draw, we're going to be at the shows. And so that's why I was kind of curious of how these changes affect us. Okay, let's read off a couple of comments real quick. Oh, Suka Free World says Brazilian Bully, perfect outcross. Okay. We'll upgrade to XLs. I agree with that. Sumo ahead of the game, maybe. Thank you. Maybe that's an opinion. You know, this game has come back to those big dogs. Yes, we love the big dogs. Big dogs with breed type. I fell in love with the pit monsters from seeing Klaus. That's a dog that has a lot of breed type. Um, Hyper expression of muscle. Just, I mean, you just have amazing dogs over there. Period. Anyway, so and I need to visit you soon, very soon. Wow, look at the
Klaus,
sunny days. Come here, big
you
boy.
see him? There he is, right there. My boy. They enjoying the sun right now. It's beautiful. It's about 78 degrees here now. It's a beautiful day, and my dogs, they do rotate all day. We have them go couples every 2-3 hours. They're enjoying the sun. So you're talking about Klaus, and I'm looking at him. So I thought I'd show you guys.
Nice. Well, I got his.
Yeah,
I have his twin,
you do, right?
Katana.
And another one coming up soon,
Right? Yeah, there you go. Little Kiko.
Kiko.
Yeah, she's looking amazing, man. But no, it's good. I'm very happy for this moment, a proud moment for me. Um,
I think it is very important, Earl, um, that we make sure that this is a topic that has been brought up a lot. I've been doing so many interviews, and last night I had a live with for South America, um, with a channel in South America, and there was a senior judge for ABKC, and we were discussing the standard. Unfortunately, I don't have the standard here. Otherwise, I would have shown it to you. But we can chop that up sometime in another show. Um, what defines a breed is its own identity. Okay, its type. Um, the background, the ingredients might be similar or the same, but the evolution of its type and the evolution of its looks is what defines a breed. That's why we should breed always for breed type and first and foremost, which is this is what makes you look at a dog and say, hey, this is a dog. This is that breed. So if you look at a Rottweiler, you want to make sure that you say, hey, that's a Rottweiler. Oh, it doesn't look like a Dobie. It doesn't look like a black Corso, with 10 points. No, you got to understand the morphology of a dog to define it as its own breed. And a lot of people are saying that Brazilian bulls are the same as XLs. And I think that they are very, very similar, but at the same time, how many times you guys watching here and so many posts, we see a picture of a Brazilian dog or a Brazilian bull, and people that sometimes, post a picture, but they don't know what that dog is. You see all the comments and people are already saying that's from Brazil. That's a Brazilian dog. That's a Brazilian dog. So Brazilian bulls have gotten its own identity and its own standard. And the standard is different than the American Bully standard. Yes, there are similarities. Yes, there are resemblance. But if you are a s- uh, like I always use that word because I don't know the term in English. If you are a cynophilic person, if you understand dogs and if you understand morphology, understanding a standard. And yesterday, having this chat with Jonathan Lugo, this uh, huge connoisseur of dog breeds, we were talking about the standard and we were describing the standard live to see the difference between the American XL Bully and the Brazilian bulls. To start with, Brazilian bulls have two types in its two classes in its standard. We have the classics, which are the lighter dogs. They resembles the terriers a little bit more. So the ones that don't have the bulldog insertions, I would call it that way. They they have more terrier traits. That's the standard, similar to the standard or to the classic in the XLs, which is called the standard Brazilian bulls. And then we have the extreme class of the Brazilian bulls. The extreme class of the Brazilian bulls is what everybody says that it's very similar to the XLs, but there are differences. Um, there are differences to start with in the head, and a dog starts by the head. I've always said this in your interviews. A dog
Mhm.
starts by the head. The head is the first thing that you look at a dog when you see a dog. So, as a judge, the first thing that you're going to analyze when you're judging a dog is the breed type, and the breed type starts by the head. And the head has huge differences in traces, in traits, and in lines from the American Bully XL. Okay. I can tell you one of them right now. Um, the inferior jawline, the lower line of the jaw in an XL should be parallel to the muzzle, which should be parallel to the top skull. When you're talking Brazilian bulls, we also have parallel top skull to the muzzle, but you have a you might have there's a in the drawing there's a slight slope descendant, and you also have a slope up, so it crosses the line is will the line could be
Right.
crossing.
It goes like this.
Yes, it would go a little it's a tiny little bit more triangular than what the XL should be, or the standard should be in the American bullies. um we also accept eyes that are not closer together, but they could be a little rounder, no cross-eyed, no eyes closer together. And mind you, so many times when people think that the eyes are closer together, I want to make sure I'm going to start measuring all bullies, XL bullies, and I'm going to start measuring my dogs to see the differences, because actually the difference is not in the eyes, but in the area of the masseter, in the area of the zygomatic arches, um, on the forehead. You see a lot of mass. You see a lot of mass here, and this is a very important trait of the breed type of the Brazilian bulls. In a lot of XLs, we see flat heads, and we don't see that definition of the masseters.
Yeah.
We see fat. We see fat skin. We see chunky pieces of head, beautiful heads, but we don't see muscle definition. And why is that? Because the skin and the coat of the Brazilian bull is supposed to be tighter. It's supposed to be thinner, you know, um,
I can
especially
explain
in
to you
this
exactly what that's
extreme.
about. So for
I'm
you guys,
sorry.
let me interject right here. So when you say the skin's supposed to be tighter, right? I do a lot of progesterone testing. So I could tell you on Fortuna, I could find that vein like this.
There you go. That's a great
Literally,
example.
when I run the tourniquet on her arm, I hit it, put the alcohol, man, that vein pops up like this thick on her arm, and I could stick 3 needles in there and pull blood that easy.
Let me
Maki,
get a.
who is a Brazilian, is an American dog, um,
Yeah,
heavy on the bossy blood, man. It is like pulling teeth finding that vein. It,
yeah, because
it's just,
you got a density of skin that's a lot thicker,
yeah, it's so hard to pull the blood, and me. I'm a progesterone test freak, and it's just that's when you
and that
really understand the differences when they say tight skin. It's
exactly, and that's a molosser trait, because terriers and American bulldogs do not have that thicker skin, especially the bulldogs that were bred into the breed to make the Brazilian bulls. Because it was not just any bulldogs. We have a very specific line of bulldogs in Brazil that were used, and those dogs, they have extremely thin skin and coat. So, when you have that trait, you don't hide muscles. When you have thinner skin, thinner coat, it makes the muscles pop out more, and that's one of the visual identities of this breed.
well, and in terms of functionality, guys, let me address one thing: that thin coat and the heavier skin. In terms of functionality for the use, um, a dog with thinner skin, if let's just say you fight, right, combat, that thick skin has value. That extra,
Right.
you know what I mean, when it comes to combat. The thin skin, not as good for combat. Just to put some
Yeah.
context to it, especially a dog that like you're using to protect livestock or something like that. Something that has to fight something else in order to do its job. Well, it's
Yeah,
gonna.
because skin is weight. Skin
Yes.
is weight. You have less weight, you have less burdens, in your weight.
Yep. Now the tighter skinned dogs, it benefits them for speed and handling, like being fast to maneuver and things
Hmm.
like that. It does benefit them. So, but anyhow, I'm off.
Very nice. Your microphone is cutting off a little bit. Is
Oh,
that just me, or is everybody? Yeah, just sometimes when you speak or when you move.
You know what? Let me.
Now it's good. It's just very rarely when you, I don't know if there's, do you have like a lapella?
No, I couldn't
Do you have a,
figure. No, I don't. Let me try to get one.
no, it's good. It's good. Keep going. This theme is very interesting. This topic is very, very hot right now. And I'm happy to be able to share with your audience, a little bit of the knowledge that I can to to clarify things. So yeah, so it is. We're just talking the head. Another thing is the XL should be a compact dog, should be a shorter back dog. The Brazilian bulls, we do allow them to be a little longer on the on the back, um, which means they're a little longer than they are. Hi, baby. Klaus is calling me. I'm not talking to you. Oh, baby. Klaus is my baby. Everybody knows this, right? And he sees me talking to someone and he's jealous there. Yeah, I know. Can you hear him? Can you hear him barking?
No, I can't.
Oh, okay, it's because it's
Oh, you
blocking.
put your earpiece in, right?
Yeah. So,
Shit.
anyways, the length of the body can be a little longer than the XLs. Okay, it's acceptable, and also for the females, females can be a little longer even than males, and this is an important trait for a breed because I don't know if y'all know, but old school breeders, when they see females that are a little longer, we say that they it of course it's just an old school saying, but it makes sense that older females have more uterus space and they can produce um
Bigger.
I don't know if that's the uterus space that I should say. I don't know how to translate this, but they can accommodate more puppies. So um this is something that old school people would say. Let me bring my table here because it's really, really sunny and I'm having a hard time looking at the camera.
Someone's seeing if they could see Klaus. Is he over there?
He's over there, but he's chilling. Just a second.
Gorilla
He's
back kennels. What's happening? There he is, a gorilla backs kennel.
Come on, Klaus. Where's the
There's
ball?
fella.
He's chilling.
Oh, so you got your earpiece on while you're doing the slide then?
Yeah. And it's actually working
Oh,
really
there you
good for
go.
me because, oh, that
Can you
sounds
hear me
good.
okay?
Yeah.
Oh, I should have put this earlier. Duh. Guys, this is my first time doing live. Please be patient. I'm going to walk outside with you. You know, that's beautiful out here.
It's a beautiful day here in Texas. Do we have anybody from Texas watching this live today?
Oh, somebody asked how long the Brazilian bullies live.
Well, I've seen dogs living up to 11, 12 years old. The great Bearzilla, one of the base of this breed, he's still alive and he's 11 and a half, you know? Yeah, your image is a little frozen. Yeah, it's a little frozen now that you went outside. Yeah, if I go too much farther than my router, I get lost connection too.
Very nice.
Do we have people from
Very nice.
Texas in the house?
Only you. So no, anyhow, like I was saying, man, I was so happy with all the recent events that occurred. As a fan of yours, as a friend of yours, I just felt like this was your time. You deserve your flowers for all the hard work you put in, my friend. All the
Thank
people
you,
you've
but
helped.
this is
Man.
not my no, I disagree. This is our time. This is our time because we've had the vision of Brazil, I had the vision of this happening 5 years ago, and a lot of people went against me, but a lot of people and good people, quality people, and this is what I want in this breed. I want people, quality people like you know, that had the vision with me and came on board And let's use an example of Alonso, for example, from TMK. He is the owner of Big John, the big John, that represents the Brazilian bulls so well. Alonso, he was sad because he said, "Hey, now I have no chances of breeding my Brazilian bulls to my American bully females." And I told him, and I said, "Alonso, no, I see it in a. I'm always the one seeing the bright side of things," as I say. And I told him, and I said, "Listen, have you ever thought that you're the only one and the first one to have a Brazilian bull in the country? And what better way for the breed to start with Big John, a dog that has so much to offer, a dog that has so much
Yeah, that's a freaky
genetic,
dog.
and he's been producing really nicely. It's not just a beautiful dog, he produces nicely." So TMK, I wish TMK was in the house today, because
Right?
shout out to Alonso. He had a problem. Big John, of course, was not accepted an American bully, but he's not going to be only registered as a Brazilian bull, as all of his puppies are going to be Brazilian bulls. And this is a great opportunity.
You cut off. We lost you.
He's going to be one of the first Brazilian bulls studs. And if I had Brazilian bulls in my yard registered, I would be so happy to be breeding to this dog, or to have a puppy from this dog. And but some people said, "Oh, you're the biggest kennel of Brazilian bulls." Yes and no, because I don't have any Brazilian bulls. Because all my dogs are American bully registered. They do have the
Well,
genetics,
I'll tell you what, on that note, right? So for you guys who asked me, and just for the point of conversation, is I have American girls, American bully girls, XLs. I have pure Brazilian females for
Yeah.
Tuna and Kiko, and I have my mixes. Are your first generation that I got into, which is Hershey and Katana, who, by the way, man, Hershey after is just bounced back from that pregnancy looking amazing. I mean, she's just a gorgeous girl. Yeah, I mean, she just looks incredible. It's unreal. 1 second. Make sure my internet. Hear me okay, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, you weren't seeing? Yeah, there's a lot of them. Tennessee in the house, right? Here at Camelot Pits. Nice to see you here in Klaus Peds. So no, there's a level of you're frozen, FYI. You hear me? Yep, you are free. It's not me, it's you. You're you moved and now you're kind of freezing on us. Oh, that's how you turn that around.
If it gets better. What? Internet is
That's
off?
why.
Ah, okay. My husband just said that something's going on with the internet here. Let's see.
My girls are outside. It's beautiful outside right now, that's why. I am here. You're going in and out a little bit. Yeah. Okay.
Is it better?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay.
Oh, there you are. You're hiding from me. Don't hide from me. Look at this one. It
Is that
is.
Kiko?
I was like, I couldn't find her in the garage.
Hey, Kiko.
Where'd she
My
go?
God, I thought it was a male.
No, it's an 8-month-old girl. Come here. Where'd you go? Crazy. Anyhow, so yeah, no, I am. In terms of what I'm doing, I'm gonna maintain pure Brazilian blood, and I'm also gonna have my mixes.
Nice.
But the breeding we just did with Hershey and Chuck Norris, man, that litter looks incredible. Those dogs, man, show quality, clean feet, nice top lines, amazing, vibrant color. Uh-oh, you were frozen again. Can you hear me?
Oh.
Yep, I can hear you now. You're a little pixelated.
Okay, let me turn. How is it now?
I can hear you.
Is it still pixelized, Ella?
There you go. You're starting to clear up a little bit. It's starting to settle in.
Okay. If it gets worse, I'll go back inside.
Awesome.
Because when I got inside, I thought it was going to get better, but the internet was down. Now it's back.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so it's very important for everybody to know that the only way to have the Brazilian genetics now with the breeders that are already established with the American Bully registrations is through the breeders that have already that still have the American Bully registered Brazilian dogs. You know,
Correct.
in this case, we're talking you and Cerberus and me and some people in Cali, I think the Halftime Bullies has a beautiful dog.
People with Brazilla
Gatorhead.
blood. Yeah, Gatorhead. People with Brazilla blood.
Brazilla. Sarah Roach has two
Sarah
beautiful
Roach.
females. Yeah,
Okay.
she has two beautiful females now. And she's getting one of Bucana's puppies because they're going to be American Bullies. All my litters are still going to be American Bullies, you know.
Yeah, same here. Because of the registry, I'm already registered as American Bully. So unless I import something from there or buy a puppy from maybe Lonzo, you know, then I can have Brazilian Bulls.
Yeah, that's the thing. I do want to. I want to have Brazilian Bulls now. You know? I'm not gonna transfer them because I don't want to take that history away from my kennel.
Yeah.
I could be transferring all my dogs to Brazilian Bulls. It wouldn't be a problem. If I did it, I would have to do it now, not later. But I
What
think
about
that
dual registry for people like us? Is that a
it
thing?
is. No, it is not. They will. That's ABKC. As far as I know, they don't accept dual registry for two breeds for the same
got it.
dog. So basically, we have to choose. We either maintain in our lane, or we switch over completely. And I think what I could do maybe in the future is registering future litters as Brazilian Bulls. You know, but I still don't know the rules for that. Everything is very, very, very young.
Yeah,
And
it's gonna.
I don't want to push Dave with these kind of questions yet because it was already a huge thing that he did for us. Yeah, let's take it easy, one step at each time. You know, one step at a time. Let's take it easy. Let's take advantage that the Brazilian Bulls is here. It's recognized. I think most people now. This was the best way to make everybody happy. American Bully breeders are happier because they don't have to worry about Brazilian Bulls being in their wing, in their shows, or in their, you know, market,
in their blood. Yeah.
which it is, but you know,
Well, I mean, you have
we
purists who do not like the insertion of the Brazilian bullies into the American Bully XL, which is fine. That's an opinion.
Even though I do believe that they would have add a lot. They have a lot to add to each other.
It's only two ways to go.
The pockets and the pit monsters, you know,
Exactly.
to get the breed type back.
Definitely. I do, overall as a category, I do believe the XLs lack some breed type, and I don't know if it's the dogs or the breeders, and I would say it's both.
Yeah, and we don't even have to say that it's not, it's a fact. It is not our opinion, because our opinion is merely irrelevant. But when you see the ring and you see dogs winning, but XLs, I mean, there are some beautiful XLs out there. Mecca from Tapping Bullies just won, and I think he's a great representation of the breed.
Oh yeah,
Very
big time.
beautiful dog. But if we had big time breed type dogs, we would be seeing more XLs winning the breed, at least, you know?
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't even agree with. I think the XL should be their own category. Period.
Yeah, I've always said that.
I don't believe that we should be in the category because a lot of people say the point of breeding is you want to create an XL that looks like a pocket, right? But the problem is, as a breeder, yes, I like the proportion of the pocket. I don't want the health problems that come with it. That's why I picked the XL lane, because I want a more functional dog that's not going to pass out if it's too hot outside.
And that's
So
a good thing about the Brazilian genetics. Our dogs are extremely health tested. They are they're super athletic. They're very resistant to the weather.
to the heat, yeah.
Of course, with we got to be careful with all puppies, all dogs, all breeds. But I see between the XLs, the American XLs that I have, and the Brazilian bulls that I have as XLs, I see more resistant. I mean, Klaus would run and jump on a rope for hours if you let him, without getting hurt, without getting too tired.
Yeah, pass out of
And
heat exhaustion and
and
dehydrate.
Chuck Norris, which is 100% American, even though he's leaner, he's got a leaner body. He's a beautiful dog. He's lean. He doesn't have he's not overweight or excessive, but he can walk 100 miles. Like he has more difficulty adjusting to weather than the Brazilian bulls have. So this is and I see that, and I'm not saying that Chuck is not healthy. Please don't say that. Don't understand it that way. I'm just seeing, comparing the resistant level within the two breeds from the bullies that I have here in the house.
Well, yeah, because I got the same thing. I got pure Americans, I got pure Brazilians, and I got half breeds.
Yeah, like me.
I have exactly the same thing you have under your yard in terms of mixtures. And our last collab was our first mixture of 75% American, 25% Brazilian, and I am so excited for that litter.
So you threw a little bit of Klaus in there, which is a super healthy dog with breathing zero problems.
Yeah.
And you throw his genetic in there, and you're oxygenating Chuck Norris blood a little bit. So these puppies should be an improvement of
big
that
time, yeah.
line.
Absolutely.
And this is why in the future, I really hope that the Brazilian bulls are so established in type that they can offer and they can be accepted by ABKC to eventually be an option for the XLs to be crossbred.
Yeah, at some point, yes, that would be nice.
Even if they are registered as Brazilian bulls only,
Yeah, but it's kind of like the whole Merle thing, right? My sentiment on the Merle issue is that, which I'm going to do another episode on it, but just to touch on is that I didn't like that you could register a Merle dog, but the Merle dog is not accepted in the show. To me, if you register it, you got accepted in the show. You already allowed it to register.
100%.
So if you take my money and you let me register my dog, and now you're going to tell me I'm disqualified because of the pattern of my coat, well, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
In the same sentiment, now they accept the Merle, right? or at least that's what I heard. I haven't confirmed that yet, but they're saying that the Merles now can go against all classes, right? Which is fine. I'm okay with that. You either accept it or you don't accept it. It's one or the other. You can't be in the middle lane where you'll take my money, but you won't let my dog compete. I don't like that.
Yeah, and I see people that have Merles, the community of the Merles, from what I heard, especially from Raul QBN in his last live, he was talking about this, that a lot of people, a lot of the community that have Merles, they are very heavily involved with health testing, especially because
Oh,
of
you
the
have to
color
be. Yeah,
defects.
absolutely.
So you end up elevating the program by selecting the right individuals,
Yep.
when you have tests.
Healthier dogs. Absolutely. 100%. And I think the same argument can be said later down the line for the Brazilian Bull,
Yeah.
because you have dogs that you've shipped to Brazil that are American blood, that are your productions. Those dogs that are down there, and even people Brazilians buying American bullies here and exporting them to Brazil to infuse them into their dogs, it's mixing anyway, is what I'm trying to say. Whether you're in the US or you're in Brazil, both things are happening simultaneously. And the standard for the XL and the Brazilian bullies is so close
Yeah.
that it's almost like it'd be a shame if you don't let them compete against each other in the ring.
That would be a great thing if we can have the XLs compete against the Brazilian
Absolutely.
Bulls, even if it was just a fun show to start.
No,
Just a fun show to start.
I want sanctioned.
I know, but then what do you do? What do you do with the action if it is not fair for the American bullies to compete with the Brazilian bulls, and then whoever wins, who goes against the pockets? Can they still go against the pockets and the standards and the classics? I mean, it has to be the criteria has to be very fair to both sides. And it's not fair that, for example, XL will win a Brazilian bull, and then if the Brazilian bulls win that ring, what happens next, to the American Bully XL? It is not fair for the XL either.
No, I
So
get that. I just between the pockets, the standards, and the XLs, I mean, I know what the drawing says of the standard. It doesn't look like that at the show.
yeah, when you
It
gain
doesn't look
size,
like that at the show.
when you get a lot of size, height, and it's hard for the proportions when you need to be harmonically proportion, like a pocket and a standard is. When you expand the anatomy of a dog in height, you
Yep,
have to expand it proportionally in weight. And in
correct.
most times, if you do that, like you said, you're gonna get a super unhealthy dog, or it's easier when the dogs are not so tall, because when you have a taller dog, what makes a taller dog is usually the legs. And when you have a leggy dog, that already typify the breed type. So
Yeah,
in most XLs we see long legs, um, and like I said, there's a lot of mastiff traits in it.
yeah. I guess I have my gripes about show. Listen, man, and I love the shows. I love to compete. You know that. Um, okay, we got Houston in the house, but my sentiment is with the breed standard. Sometimes you go to the show, the dog's like 26, man. I'm like, why do we have standards if you're going to allow this dog to compete? Like, you could look at that dog and know that dog is 25, 26 inches to the withers, right? And it's just like, you're just like a Merle is disqualified automatically. A dog that's over the height of the standard should be automatically disqualified
There's
as well.
there's something about height and weight between in the Brazilian bull standard that I want to make sure everybody knows here.
Okay.
We don't define height, but we define the weight. I believe that for the classics is 45 kilos to 60 kilos or to, I don't remember the limit, but I remember that it's at least 45 kilos, I think, which is basically that's for the standard Brazilian bull, which resembles
The smaller. Yep. Nice. That's a good ratio. I like that.
has a 28 inches head, like tractor. 28 inches head is approximately, should I say 70 centimeters? Do you have a way of searching?
I am doing it right now as you talk, so I can. Okay, so a 28-inch head is equivalent to a 71 centimeters. 71 centimeters. So the multiplying factor is 2.54 per inch.
So tractor has a 28-inch head, okay? 71 centimeters. That means that he should be at least 60, no more, oh shoot, no
Taller than
taller
60. 61.
61 centimeters.
Correct.
And he's 56. I
That's
think
a
he's
beautiful
56,
ratio. Yeah,
something
that's a
like that.
beautiful ratio of head to height.
So
That way you don't have a leggy
head
looking
to
dog.
height,
Head to height ratio, absolutely.
exactly. And that also means that the Brazilian bulls must have a big head, the extreme side, the extreme type. We
Well,
don't
this is why I
want
like this category, because if you look at my head and
big
how tall
heads.
I am, it works for me. I would fit the criteria for the breed type because I have a big head circumference. I'm not that tall.
Exactly.
So by definition, I am bully by the Brazilian standard. So it works. Because I'm 5'8" with a
Very
head
good.
size of. Oh, here you go. Where's my measuring tool?
That's right. Yeah, this way they're pushing for big heads and not so taller dogs. If the dog is gonna be tall, it's
It has to have a
it's
bigger
gotta
head.
have
Yep.
a huge head, you know.
Yep. There it is. Okay. Hey, that's not bad. I got a 22-inch head. Look at that.
What's that?
That's pretty good, actually. I got a 22-inch head. That's no hair, guys.
So that means
22-inch head would be, let me see what else, the centimeters, 55-inch. That means I could only be 45 centimeters tall by the standard. That works. Elijah Jackson says, and bald laughed my ass off. You're cutting off. We're losing you. I can hear you better, but you're a little pixelated. Volume, voice-wise, yes. Pixelation-wise, no. Hold on, I'm going to ask another question in here.
for here. because it's getting windy, and when it's in windy, it's terrible.
Poll. I'm going to start a new poll, actually. Let's start a new poll.
We have in centimeters to understand the rule, or the proportional. I don't know what 10 centimeters is in inches. So if we get that,
10 centimeters in inches is 25.4.
did you just post this? Yes, of course we want you guys to do. Would you like me to do more?
Oh, okay, we got 30 votes. That's good. We got Gorilla Bass Kennels out of Florida, man. Oh, Florida's a nice place to visit. Philly in the building. Okay, Philly family and XL bullies. Ronald Mars out of Houston. Okay, that's your part of the neighborhood. Closer to you. Yeah, finally somebody in Texas, right? I got a new poll. Anyhow, what's up?
To show everybody here the reason that I've been so absent. Of course, I've been, absent because of 23 puppies, and because of so busy answering messages.
Hi. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Oh, that's a blessing, man.
Instagram, it's been kind of slow.
Well, even more reason to thank you for joining us, taking away time from your family to join our Sumo Bully Kennels family here to help and deliver facts for people and clarify a lot of these things that's been going on the past week.
You have priority here. You know that. Sumo family is my family, so
There you go. So no, let me ask you. A lot of people ask me this. I'm seeing a lot of. Maybe I'm just seeing it now. Maybe it's always been that way, but I'm seeing a lot of stuff on Instagram where there are a significant amount of merles in Brazil. I'm seeing a significant amount of merles in Brazil.
it's just like in the US. We had merles for 5 years at least, but they were very low quality. Now they're starting to push the merles because they're starting to have some really good. They had some imports from America. They had some of them.
We got. Oh, here I got a question specifically for you. Gorilla Bass Kettle says, "Sumo, can you ask her how do we go about joining her mentorship program?"
Have to have the time to dedicate, because it is very demanding. I have a one-on-one program. I will be reopening my mentorship program probably towards the end of the year, but this year it is paused. If it's something not as intense, he can reach out to me personally, and with my by text message, by direct message on Instagram, and
There
I
you
will
go.
guide him. Yeah, maybe we can do just a small course, like a 4 section, 4 hours, something like that, 1 hour. that is not something so intense, and that I can actually do with no problem. But right now, like I said, I used to have a mentorship program that's a one-on-one, very intensive, but I'm not doing those right now because of my lack of time. But if it's something, for a few sessions only, I can do it. But then I can discuss with him the process in direct message. Thank you so much
Nice.
for asking, though.
There you go. Oh, surprise, guys! Bonus round. Yeah, I'm looking at starting mine. Oh God, what is it? Probably fall. I'm actually starting mine up in fall. I lost you.
Sorry.
Oh, no worries. So, but yeah, no, I'm probably gonna start mine up in fall just because of the volume of like what I got going on as well. And so, you know me, I'm crazy about this
Nice.
industry. And okay, Rob Finn, what's happening, Rob Finn? Thanks for joining us. So anyhow, direction-wise, I'll share some of my views with you of what I got going, which aligns a lot with what you're doing anyway. So, like I said, I'm going to
Yeah.
keep my pure Brazilian line, and I'm going to keep my 50/50s and my pure Americans. But I want to also. I'm also right now. We did our first collab with a 75-25 ratio.
Correct.
75% Brazilian. Now, surprise,
And there's
guys,
more
we are.
coming. There's more coming. I'm not gonna say unless you say it.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. We're actually doing 75% Brazilian and 25% American. Now that is coming up, guys, with our beautiful girl Hershey and champion tractor of Samba Kennels. That breeding should be taking place next month. We are super, super, super excited for that because this girl
Let's
Hershey
go,
is looking.
tractor.
There it is. If you guys haven't seen Tractor live, man, that dog is amazing. I'm in love with that dog. In fact, you know what? You should just send him over here to Chicago because you have a lot of dogs there, and I'll watch him for you. I'll be a guardian home for him.
Okay. I'll remember that. And I do have some news too. I want to say what I'm gonna do, and everybody's gonna go crazy. My next breeding, because a lot of people are asking me, I haven't announced it yet officially. I'm still putting my genetic points in my worksheet and trying to understand what I'm gonna do, but I think I'm gonna go Buchanas and Klaus.
Okay, I see that.
This is
That's nice.
because I don't want to overlap the bulldog traits too much.
I do.
I want to try. You do?
I do. I do. I'm crazy. I do.
I know, but the thing is, overlapping it too much, you get some traits that might be not as desired. Like I'm big on mouth and bites. I don't want to have overbites or bad bites.
You're gonna have
Um,
underbites from that. Too much
we're gonna
bulldog
have
is gonna
an
give you that slight under.
So I was thinking of doing tractor and Buchanas. But I think that's gonna be her second or third breeding. I'm gonna go Klaus and Buchanas because I just think that I love the dogs that Klaus has given us. But he needs a female with less terrier traits, which is 100% bulldog traits. And that's gonna be crazy because he's gonna just throw off all of his great genes, and we're gonna chop up the muzzle in half, and we're gonna have all that beauty from Buchanas and all that muscle mass from Klaus in the same litter. Hopefully, um, we're gonna be doing this in the middle of June, and about
That's
the same time.
Yeah, no, that's a good breeding because let me tell you, man, I got your first gen American blood and Klaus, and my girl Katana's about to be on campaign again in May, which we're coming to sweep, we're coming to get them in the show.
You're gonna have
That's how
3 litters at once soon, from what I
I
heard.
want 4. I'm an empty nester right now. I need puppies. I'm dying without puppies, man. I love the puppies. So 1, I'm sad we have no puppies right now. 2, I'm happy because Katana's back in the campaign in May, and that's a Klaus daughter. Another one we're going to be taking to show probably next year when she's a little bit older is Kiko. That's a Klaus daughter. I think right now I'm seeing her as the freakiest Klaus daughter I've seen, to be honest with you. Like,
Me too.
like freak,
Yeah.
like low. She is low and wide, and just her muscles look like a horse. Yeah, she's going to be something different. When you see her in the show, you're going to be like, "What the hell is that?" So, super excited for that. So, Klaus's producing power is very relevant on my yard. You'll see it by the beautiful girls that I have. So I still believe in him, man. You know, my wife loves him, so you know
Well,
that. Audrey loves that dog.
you need a Klaus Buchanan's puppy then.
There you go. Either you notice if the
All right.
Brazilian bulls have similar allergies. Allergy wise, I don't see. None of my dogs have allergies. I think a
None
part
of my Brazilian dogs have allergies. Very rarely. The only thing that I have sometimes, but all of my dogs may get it. It's a more environmental thing than anything. Is a hot spot sometimes. Klaus sometimes has a little hot spot here. I also use a metal latch collar that I
okay.
noticed that was giving him allergies. So it could have been caused by that. But other than that, I don't never had
Yeah,
my
I don't even
dogs.
over here at the camp. I don't, especially in the summer, I don't even collar my dogs. And if it is, you know, it's no. In fact, I don't. Not definitely not in the summer. I don't collar my dogs. They're just slip lead. Everybody slip lead. I hate when they get those hot. Oh God, it annoys me, man.
Yeah, I
Earl's
don't
allergy.
collar
Yeah,
them
Earl has
either.
allergies. Nice catch, Davey. Oh, you're killing me. Well, yes, I do have allergies. In fact, I have allergy medication. I was born with hypersensitive sinuses.
Wow.
So you'll always see me blowing my nose on a video or on a live for no reason at all. So,
Oh, the pollen here is really bad right now. A lot of people have allergies from the pollen.
yeah.
Those things that leave pollen everywhere. My car was completely yellow the other day. Crazy. I got myself a little allergy too.
He said, in the Pacific Northwest, I catch more pollen than my dogs. Nice. I just catch pollen. Man, look, I have allergies like overactive sinus, period, for no reason at all. It's crazy. So, anyhow, we've had you on here for a while. So I want to say thank you for jumping on. We'll jump on another live
No,
again. I don't want to
no
keep you
problem
from
at
your
all.
family. Um,
We're worried that they're going to be talking and that they were going to, you guys are going to be listening. And I said, no, I have a noise cancellation. You guys can speak.
Vivi
Oh
says this
boy.
soundbite named my girl Favela. Okay, all right, Favela
Favela
it
is a great
is.
name. I love that name.
That works.
Wow. I would love to show you guys my dogs. What about that? Who wants to
There
see
you
my
go.
dogs?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. You get bonus round. Okay, that's the dog you're sending to me, right? That's the one you're sending to me for Guardian Home. Nice. Oh, look at you, Puma. Oh my God, look at that. Oh, that's Shake, huh? You know what? I'm gonna come by. I'm gonna come see you in August. I'm gonna see him. Maybe even May. I might come up to see. Depends on when the girls are coming to heat. But yeah, I want to see Shake for sure.
We have Buchanas here. She The kennels are clean. Hey, Puma, he just water. Vivi.
Oh,
Hi,
look at
Vivi.
Vivi. I got her twin. I got Vivi's twin here.
You got it. And Tetra, she's still whelping, nursing. I mean, come on.
If I can get her twin to
Hi,
come.
Mama. Hi, Mama. There's Tetra. So here's my camp, guys. Got everybody
I don't know
here.
where my dogs are at. Everyone's outside. Look, I'm inside. I can't get nobody to come
Shake.
inside.
Oh,
Nope, never mind. Awesome. Jesus. Oh, you want to say hi? Okay, you say hi. Come on, poodle. Oh, look at a rear on poodle. Ooh-wee. Look at that rear. Look at that short back and rear, huh? Come on, poodle. You can show off too. Come on. Kiko. There's it. There's Maki. Big body Maki. What are you guys doing, huh? Want to say hi? Oh my God. Oh my God. There's Kiko. Maki, yes. Say hi, Maki. Anyhow, well, all right, my
I
friend.
am now.
Let's call it a wrap for today.
Your image is frozen
is it?
for me. All right, my friend. It was I see just Maki, but she's frozen. Now I see you frozen.
Awesome.
My internet. I live in a ranch, so it's really bad here.
Awesome. Well, look,
There.
listen, thank you so
Girl,
much for the
thank
time.
you so much. Thank you so much for again inviting me over.
Of
Next
course.
time I'm gonna do a live in my YouTube channel. I want to have you as a
Yeah,
guest.
absolutely.
You have to. You gotta be my first guest.
Absolutely. It'd be an honor. So, all right. Well, enjoy your weekend. Thanks for coming on. You guys in the chat, thank you so much for commenting. We appreciate you. Let me know if you guys want me to do more of these lives. This is my first time doing it, so be patient with me. Don't have it fully figured out yet, but I promise it'll get better. Bring you guys more topics and just dog talk, because this is what we geek out over anyway. We love doing this. Earl at Sumo Bully Kennels, my friend Aurea of Samba Kennels.
Bye,
Guys, take
guys. It was
care,
a pleasure being here.
and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.